All right, I know what I'm going to talk about. Considering this is my first of hopefully many to come of videos, I figured why not start off the first one talking about my old YouTube channel that I had when I was in like what fucking middle school. I'm 20 years old now, so it's been a considerable amount of time. So when I was in middle school, I don't live in the same state, but the state that I did live in, they provided laptops to middle schoolers. First of all, horrible idea. Terrible idea. I think most schools do that now. They provide iPads rather than computers, but back then they provided Chromebooks. A magical Chromebook is like the shittiest, cheapest, probably like a $30 computer. Not ideal. Anyway, they would give you these computers, and they didn't really discover like blocking things off. They had very piss poor blocking mechanisms. Like when I got like later into middle school, or no, it wasn't later in middle school, it was high school. When we got into high school, we got iPads, but they had like everything blocked on it, so you couldn't do anything you fucking wanted. You could hardly use YouTube. I think they only had YouTube, but it was like heavily monitored, where you could only watch like informational videos, like the History Channel. The most loot thing you could find is like History Channel rhinos having sex, and you got like the fucking crocodile hunter narrating in the background. There wasn't a whole lot you could do. But before that, when I was in middle school and they were kind of new to this whole giving kids computer things, I was able to get games on my computer as well as make a YouTube channel and use YouTube. So whenever I was like, also when I was a kid, I was kind of obsessed with the idea of being a YouTuber. So I would walk around with this camera. I asked for a camera for my birthday one time. This camera, I had no clue how to fucking use it. Not a goddamn clue. But I would still carry the camera around and act like I was recording with it. And I'd go out in public with it too. I remember we went to this place called Sky Zone. It's a trampoline park. Really fun place, especially when you're a kid and you're hyper active as shit. So I'm at Sky Zone, and it's a birthday party, I think. I'm 90% sure it's a birthday party. You don't really go to Sky Zone unless it's a birthday party for like a 10-year-old kid named Tommy. So we're at the Sky Zone, and I'm carrying around this fucking cyan camera. It looks like shit, dude. It's a really cheap camera. You could tell it's a cheap camera. Very cheap. Like, and all these kids that are younger than me are coming around like, wow, you're a YouTuber? Whoa, can I be in the video? And I'm like, pretend to record the shit. It has a screen on the back of it. Very, very shitty, very cheap. And one kid ends up pointing out the fact that the screen is black. And he's like, yo, I don't think it's recording. I'm like, oh, I'm like, oh shit. I've been found. He's cracked my secret little code. So I was like, yeah, so it's actually broken. It is recording. It just doesn't show. And, him being a kid, that fucking worked. Gullible little idiot. And we go into this dodgeball. They do trampoline park dodgeball. But there's like some older guys on the other team. Obviously it's like older kids versus little kids because they want to fucking win. And I'm considered one of the little kids. I'm inside this dodgeball ring. And this guy just on the other team, right off the rip, throws a ball directly at my face. I weave it, but my camera, dude, he hit it like center mass in the lens, and it went flying out of the holster it had. It hit some other fucking kid in the nose. Going back to more of the YouTube stuff as a middle schooler, that was more just like a little side story. But back to the laptop. Before I had that camera, I actually did have a YouTube channel. And the reason I don't have it now is because obviously they took their computer back. I don't just get a computer. I don't just get to keep it for free. I ended up making this YouTube channel, and I can't remember what I did. I know I did like some browser games, like cool math games and like IO games that were on the browser. And I had like, I don't even remember what software I used. Really poor quality, obviously, but there was like a face cam and everything. Cool shit. And the weirdest thing is I would treat it like I'm a vlogger. But I didn't have a camera. So could you guess what I did being a middle schooler with the innovation of a fucking coconut? I decided, yeah, let's take this heavy-ass fucking Chromebook and let's carry it in one hand around the school, above head level, and treat it like it's a vlogging camera. And that's what I did through the entire year. The entire year that I was at this fucking school, I was a vlogger that would vlog with a fucking computer I also had a skateboard in, my house. It's kind of on a hill, not nothing crazy, but it's a decent hill. And vlogging computer. I was like, yo, what if I go down this massive freaking hill with a computer, bro? Wouldn't that be sick? So my dumbass is like, yeah, let's do that. I end up going down this hill on a fucking skateboard while I'm looking up at my laptop that I'm holding above my fucking head. Again, heavy ass laptop. Chromebooks were not light. They weren't exactly on the forefront of PCs. That was something. I got very, very much so in trouble when my parents found out about that. Holy shit, there's pumpkins. I'm trying to figure out what my goal is here. I don't know if you guys have realized, but I'm just kind of wandering around aimlessly collecting wood. I'm just gonna keep running around until I find somewhere that feels right. I think my channel was called The Explosive Taco. And then I had another one that was called the Grassy Gorilla. It was like crazy, but instead of a C, it was a G. And the reason I called myself that is because my old gamer tag had the word gorilla in it, and everybody called me Gorilla at the time. As well as my skin in Minecraft was a grass block man. You might know what I'm talking about. It was a default skin that you could get from like a party pack, I think. But I'd use that. So that was kind of like my insignia. So I called myself the Grassy Gorilla. And I did that for a while. And I remember I would try to record. I had an Xbox 360, and I played a lot of Halo and Minecraft and what like that. Oh, come here, pig. Jesus, you are a ugly fucking pig. Jesus. But obviously I can't, I don't have a capture card, so I can't record my fucking Xbox gameplay the correct way, at least. So, next best thing, you set up the... I can't think of the fucking word. You set up the keyboard facing, there's a back-facing camera. So I had it set up my computer facing the screen that I was playing my Xbox on. It was a really weird setup, and it was really trippy. It kind of gave you motion sickness just watching it. Would not recommend. 0 out of 10 setup. But you did what you had to do, dude. I was dedicated to get videos out. I remember I had a video of me driving, racing across some really shitty map in Halo Reach. This map was called Grand Theft Halo. It was like the #1 game I'd play. I want to go to that cave. That cave looks fucking sick. But I was racing, and that's about all I remember. I have a really piss poor memory. I need to probably write a script out before I talk about any of this shit. But I don't prepare. So. But yeah, I was just that I would do anything and everything to record videos. I also did these things. Oh my gosh, I did these things called talk times. These are really funny. I would just set up my computer in my room. I shared a room with my mom at the time. Long story on that behalf. Probably will never get into that. This is a horrible fucking idea. What am I doing, man? But I would set up my camera in my room on my bed because I had a double bed or a bunk bed. I'd set it up and I would just do silly shit. I would just act like a fucking crackhead idiot in front of the camera. And I remember, my family obviously knew I had a YouTube channel, the people I lived with. And they would sit there and watch, all love and respect to them. They would watch my videos every single time I uploaded, and they would literally they would actually sit there in the living room and laugh at the videos. Granted, it was just me being a stupid little kid. But looking back at it, it's really wholesome to think about that they supported me to that degree. But these talk time videos, I remember one of them specifically, for some reason, dude, it kind of was like if you had an insane asylum, one of those rubber rooms where you'd be tied up in a straitjacket, but you had a live feed inside the room of the insane person just losing their shit. That was the equivalent of what my YouTube videos were then. I remember my little brother as well. Me and him were really close then, and I would record videos with him. We had this trampoline. We had this trampoline in our backyard, and I would because I keep in mind I also for consistency's sake, I lived with my mom and the people she was living with at the time, like all the time. And I would visit my dad's house where my brothers live. Holy shit. I would live at my dad's house, or I would spend time at my dad's house where my brothers live every other weekend. So I'd go over there, and me and my little brother would record a YouTube video. It's such a weird turn of events, because I remember at one point in time, I didn't actually have a YouTube channel. I had a YouTube channel, I know that, and I know I uploaded to it. Uploaded to it. But I know it also got to a point where I didn't have a YouTube channel, but I still told my little brother I did have one. Which is hard to fake for such a long period of time. And I told them that we were the part timers. By the way, there is a channel called the Part Timers, and I told them that we had thousands of subscribers, but because of this other channel called the Part Timers that was bigger than us, it was hard to come across. I didn't think of anything else. Anything else that I did in my YouTubing phase as a child. Hey, so post editing Delania here. So I this video was actually quite longer than I expected it to be, and in the first half I talk about my YouTube experience as a child, and then towards the other half of this recording session, I start talking about other like childhood memories and experiences, just like of a wacky childhood that I had with resulting friends in like elementary school. So I think I decided for my sake, so it'll be easier on me, I'm going to end this video here. And what I'll do with the other half of the recording is just make a second video that'll be dedicated around those stories. In the future, hopefully, I will figure out how to make more well-toned videos towards a specific topic. Because frankly, I'm very new to this, as you could probably tell. And thank you to anybody who is watching this video, because it's going to be a long journey ahead of me, and I plan on doing this for a significant amount of time. And in any sort of like comments on what I could do better, any tips on what I could do better would be immensely helpful. I'm completely up to criticism. Preferably don't be an asshole about it. But if you are any recommendations is better than no recommendations, is my point. And before, yeah, I mean, this is the end of the video. Somebody's already probably commented on it by now. Um, yes, I know my microphone is shit, and I plan on getting a better one at some point in time. Maybe in like the next week or so. It just depends on. I just want to make sure I get a good microphone that I don't really have to upgrade from. This like I don't want to have to upgrade again. I don't want to have to. And if I do, I want it to be later on down the line when I am 100% certain that I'm going to be doing this for a very long period of time. So, anyway, that's about it. Thank you for watching. And yeah, I'll be posting that second video here in probably about a week's time at most. Or I'm going to get burnt out. Who knows? All right. So, yeah. Bye, bitch.